Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Thanks for being here. I know we're a small crew right now, but hopefully some other people will jump in. And I'm also recording tonight so that anyone can watch in the future if they're interested and couldn't make it tonight. We are going to be talking all about our wildlife and animal science programs, so hopefully you found yourself in the right place. My name is Virginia Pittler. I'm one of our program coordinators. Likely, if you got an email about a wildlife program, it came from me. I've been at Broadreach a little over 3 years now. I started assisting with our partnerships and custom programs division and have now branched into the program coordinating side, where I head up mostly our animal science focused programs as well as a couple others. I've led several programs for Broadreach. It's one of my favorite things to do and feel very lucky when I'm fortunate enough to do it in the summer. I've been to Iceland, Dominica, the Bahamas, and India, all on Broadreach programs. One of which this picture was taken at actually in the Bahamas with a raccoon. um, a little bit about Broadreach is that we have been doing programs for students for over 26 years. This is actually a picture from our very first program in the BVIs. You can see our founder, Carlton, on the right in gray. We've been running unique and exciting programs all across the globe for several years, and our mission is to create mind-blowing adventures for students to actively learn, explore, and build skills through hands-on discovery and interaction with the world's oceans, ecosystems, and wildlife. And you'll see that on our website, and you'll hear it when we talk to people, because it's really important to us to stay true to that mission. Based on that mission, we've taken tens of thousands of students abroad, and we're really proud of our history, our program design, our philosophy. And if you're lucky enough to become a member of this Broadreach family, you'll find that we have really honed in on providing that exceptional student experience from the first moment that students step off the plane, and even before that, with the phone calls that you make to us here at the office, throughout the course design, into the college careers, and all beyond that. We love taking care of our students' families. We like to include parents in the journey, and we've really embraced technology along the way to send trip updates, photos, keep everyone at home engaged with the experience. So it doesn't just have to be the student off in a remote place, but everyone gets to be involved. As we talk tonight, if you have any questions, I'd love to hear them from you. It's a perk of being a small group, just like on a Broadreach trip. If you have questions, you can throw them in the chat box or the Q&A, whatever you're more comfortable with. But I would love to hear what your thoughts are and help answer anything that comes up as I chat. So throughout our course design, you'll notice that we weave our values in. Our values are at the forefront of every adventure that we create. We delight in sparking curiosity and courage in our students, and we love watching our students explore, learn, bounce back from failure, and celebrate success. All the locations that we visit are perfect backdrops. That's why we choose them for skill mastery, hands-on discovery, and just adventure, all around fun. In small groups of peers and highly qualified instructors who are also super fun, our students are able to embrace their environments through countless learning opportunities, and they can also earn academic credits along the way. So most of the programs that I'm talking about tonight are available for 3 college credits, which is a really awesome opportunity when you're having as much fun as we do on program. Something that's really important to us and is also woven through each of our program designs is risk management. Understandably so, it is one of the most frequently asked questions we get from families, which is Broadreach safe? Is my child going to be safe on program? And you can all rest assured that we work year-round to take a proactive approach to risk management and learning about what risks they might face on their specific program. Understandably, right now, a lot of those risk management safety questions are revolving around COVID-19 and the protocols and practices related to that. Of course, we are working through that. We are learning from healthcare professionals, other industry leaders, and all of that makes sense that that's a question that's coming to us. But frankly, it's one piece of the puzzle. We've been managing risk for as long as we've been in business, and we feel really confident that we're able to do that and that we have the resources that we need in order to add COVID-19 to our list of risks that we manage each year on program. We create extensive emergency action plans for every place that we go. So it's not just like we're in Costa Rica, here's our plan. It's like when we stay at this hotel, when we're doing this activity, this is our emergency action plan. So our instructors know how to respond to any incident, whether it's small or large. And most of the incidents that we run across are pretty small, like cuts, scrapes, bruises. But every once in a while we do get something bigger, like a stomach bug or a broken bone or something along those lines that might require some extensive medical care. Our instructors are guided and trained on how to manage those incidents, and then they also have 24/7 support from us here at the Broadreach HQ office in Raleigh should they need anything at any time. Something else that we do on program is that we encourage our students to take an active role in being a risk manager, and they're briefed by their instructors about each of their activities, and we encourage them to take ownership over how to manage their own risks on program, which also gives them that lifelong skill when they are travelers to mitigate any safety risks that they might come across when they're traveling. Um, our instructors are incredible and well trained. I'll talk a little bit more about them in a minute, but they come to a 10-day in-person training to learn all about Broadreach, our philosophy, and get in depth with our programs and all aspects of the program, including those risks and all the considerations they need to make while traveling with the group of students. You can definitely rest assured that we have thought through the safety and risk management process. So our instructors, they are the coolest. They are so fun and so inspirational. I absolutely love this. This is a picture from training, and you can just see that we probably have more fun than you would expect during a conference about how to take care of teens on programs. They're really cool. They're over 50% of them come back every year, which we're really proud of that fact. And our families love to know more about our instructors. We love to share about them. It's hard to say like exactly which one of these wonderful people will be leading your exact program at this moment, but on average, they're 28 years old. If they're leading the academic component of a course, they either have their master's degree or a PhD in that subject area. So they're true experts in their field, which is really neat and unique for our industry that these aren't fresh out of college instructors. They're real practicing professionals. Marine biologists, zoologists, dive instructors, teachers, super passionate about what they do and just wanting to share it with the next generation that is also passionate. It's cool to know that especially on our veterinary science programs, which I'll dive deeper into in a little bit, we strive to have a DVM or other practicing animal care specialist on that program. So you're not just getting someone with a master's degree, but someone that has working knowledge of that industry as a professional. They're a really diverse and fun bunch, incredible mentors, and even years after a Broadreach program ends, you'll have instructors who will write college reference letters or job recommendations, help hook them up with people in their field. So it's a full-time, year-round relationship that gets built on these programs. And ultimately, they are there to create a fun and safe experience for their students, and they do an awesome job at it. uh, so let's talk a little bit about how to go through these programs. There are lots of different options, and so it's sometimes hard to pick a program even if you know what your focus might be. And if you're considering signing up for a program, we'd love to chat with you in depth about your goals for the summer. And that's what we love to do here at the office is we get phone calls about program choice. But before you even do that, definitely recommend sit down with your family, look at your schedule, your date restrictions, your goals, figure out what looks the most exciting, how you want to spend your summer. Um, but it's really important to know that for the most part, they don't really require any experience. Um, and you'll end up walking away with certifications, college credits, and credit, confidence, new knowledge, skills, all with coming in with very little of that. Um, looks like maybe my camera shut off for a second. Sorry about that. So I'm going to dive into some specifics of the wildlife care programs. And but before I even do that, if you have any questions about Broadreach in general, this is an awesome place for us to stop for just a second and see if I can answer any of them for you. Go ahead and throw them in the chat or Q&A, whatever works if you have one. Okay. No questions just yet, but if you think of anything, go ahead and throw them in there, and we'll also circle back for questions at the end. Oh, great, got one. How many students are going on each trip? Great question. Most of our groups are anywhere from 8 to 12 students. We really find that 8 to 12 group is the sweet spot for creating a small family atmosphere, but also allowing for like some interesting group dynamics. How much does it cost on average per trip? Also a good question. You can find all of our costs on our website, but our wildlife care programs range anywhere from about $5,000 to $8,000. And what's really neat is that a Broadreach cost is pretty much all inclusive. So even as you shop around, and we're kind of happy to help you shop around so that you understand what's out there, you'll notice that when you come on a Broadreach program, once you show up at the airport, you're pretty much set to go unless you have like unexpected medical expenses. So no extra cost for transportation, trips, activities. Everybody gets to do everything, which is really awesome. The only thing that's not included in your Broadreach tuition are your flights to and from program, which gives you the flexibility you need to use like points, miles, and also fly from the airport that makes sense for you. And then also trip insurance, which we recommend that you purchase, and we can help you do that. Any other general Broadreach questions? Or if you do, you can keep throwing them in there. I'll get to them either while I talk or at the end. Cool. Let's talk about the really fun stuff. All of the really awesome programs that we have this summer. So I'll start off with our Bahamas Island Wildlife Explorer program. This is a program that I led a couple summers back, and it's really neat. It's our middle school option in this animal science veterinary field. It is a really awesome opportunity for middle schoolers. They get to do a lot of really unique things that they probably wouldn't get to do elsewhere. We partner with a conservation center in New Providence, where the group gets daily interaction with the staff there that care for the animals, and then they also get to interact with some of the animals themselves. Then across the street is the Humane Society. So we split our time between that conservation center and the Humane Society, which mostly works with cats and dogs. So you can see that picture down at the bottom, helping administer vaccinations to a new puppy. We also work with some of the island's aquatic tourism activities to learn about animal husbandry at places like Atlantis. And then one of my favorite days of this program is at this top picture here, where the group goes to a farm that's right next to the beach, and the farmer has a herd of goats, and the group gets to help like capture and restrain the goats while vets give them vaccinations and deworming, but then the students get to do physical exams. It's really fun, kind of chaotic, and then you spend the afternoon like drinking coconut milk on the beach, and it's just this really funny, awesome day. Plus, of course, we still do Broadreach adventures like kayaking and snorkeling. We stay at a vacation rental home and cook dinners for one another. It's just a really neat first travel experience for the group. It's a really nice balance between the unfamiliar and the familiar for middle schoolers. How many animals would we come in contact with is a great question. On this program, there's daily animal contact. So it might be, when I led this program, we worked with iguanas, flamingos, snakes, goats, cats, dogs every day. And on most veterinary programs, you're going to be with animals every day. And we kind of joke about it here at the office, but our veterinary programs are really one of the only types of programs where you actually touch the animals. A lot of other animal science programs are very observational based and research based. Veterinary programs are actually hands-on animal work. For high school students, we have our Costa Rica veterinary experience, and this is quite an adventure, and I often interchange the words adventure and experience and program, because even though we center everything we do around these veterinary academic themes, our programs are also just so much more than a course you take abroad. We have so much fun and we weave it into everything that we do. So on this program, of course, we're working with wildlife rescue centers, but we also go whitewater rafting, canyoning, ziplining, surfing, soak in hot springs, go horseback riding. You really get to soak up Costa Rica while you're studying veterinary medicine. Plus, you're with this group of like-minded peers that are all passionate and pursuing or considering pursuing veterinary science and then exploring the world together. So it's this really cool group dynamic that you just show up at the airport together. Um, our hands-on animal experiences in Costa Rica include working with wildlife centers, where we often create cage enrichment activities, do physical exams, and then also assist the staff with different procedures they might be doing. We can't really predict what animals are going to need this far in advance, but every day is a new adventure in Costa Rica. A big portion of this program is dedicated to farm animals like dairy cows, beef cattle, and then goats. We also work with an eco resort that has a horse farm, and so we get to work with their equine support team, which is really neat. We have some awesome partners there, as well as a veterinary clinic that specializes in dog and cat sterilization surgeries. So it's this really well-rounded experience where you get exposed to a lot of different sides of animal medicine. One other high school program that we have is our Bali Tropical Veterinary Experience. This program is pretty amazing. I mean, Bali itself is pretty amazing. Just the culture and surroundings are just magical. And then you add all of the veterinary experiences on top of that, and it's pretty awesome. Um, we go whitewater rafting and we go surfing and we go snorkeling, and then we also work with wildlife rescue centers. Animal trafficking is a big problem in Southeast Asia, and Indonesia is often a hub for that trafficking. So the rescue centers that we work with, one of them is more focused on rehabilitation and the other is more focused on serving the animals and giving them a home, providing education, and working with animals that can't be rehabilitated and sent back out into the world. Um, we also spend a significant amount of time during our Bali program working with the stray dog population. Stray dogs are also a large problem in Southeast Asia, and so we work with a rescue center that helps rehome dogs, also performs sterilization surgeries on dogs, and then also educates the public. So our students, as you can see here, get some great hands-on experience with that population. Of course, we also set aside time for cultural interactions like temple visits and some of the adventure activities that Bali can offer. I have an awesome question that says, which program do you suggest for a future zoology student? And I am going to tell you about one other program that we had and then kind of dive into the difference between our veterinary science and our field biology programs. So maybe you can make that decision for yourself, and then maybe answer some more detailed questions about that for you. So the last program I'm going to share with you all tonight is our Amazon and Galapagos Eco Adventure. This is not a veterinary science program, but it is still an animal science program. So if animals are definitely your passion, you want to learn more about uh, animal behavior and biology and research, but you're not really into the like draw blood, do surgeries, veterinary side of it, then this might be more of the program for you. It is packed with bucket list items. That very few people in the world get to experience, let alone high school students. It is quite an adventure. It starts off with a backpacking trip to a remote research station where you get firsthand experience with field biology and a field biologist that leads us through different conservation activities and camera trapping out there. Learn a lot about the environment, data collection, the natural history of Ecuador. Um, Definitely a major highlight. Then we hop on a boat to the Amazon and get to learn about the ecosystem along the river, study the plants and animals, get a little bit of downtime in Quito, where we'll go to the equator and take a hot shower. And then we hop on a flight to the Galapagos. And the Galapagos is on a lot of people that like animals bucket lists. It's certainly on mine, where we get to see tons of endemic species like giant tortoises, seals, blue-footed boobies, everything. It's wildlife, so you can't promise anything, but it's the Galapagos, so you kind of can. We focus a lot on how humans impact animal populations there, and of course, also make time for adventures like snorkeling. Um, so now that you have a little bit of background info about these animal-focused programs, I wanted to tell you a little bit about what the difference between these programs are. Our veterinary science, which for high school are Bali and Costa Rica, and then our wildlife biology, field biology program, which is in Ecuador. Both are an incredible balance of education and experience that you would be hard pressed to find anywhere else. We're really proud that we're able to present our students with opportunities that often they wouldn't have until later in their academic career. Like vet students usually don't do a necropsy until their second or third year of vet school, but our students do them on their programs. Both programs will do a necropsy, which our vet instructors are always excited about. Field biologists don't ever get to the Galapagos sometimes in their careers to study the importance of endemic species and evolution and caring for those animals. So some really unique opportunities that are really only available to high school students through um, us. Um, and even though you'll spend a lot of time like working and living alongside these vets and wildlife specialists, you have a ton of fun as well. Plus, one of your instructors or both of your instructors even have experience in the field and are just these incredible mentors about what you're interested in pursuing. Um, and on top of all of that, you get 3 college credits. So everybody on program is going to be putting in that work. So we highly recommend that you go ahead and opt in if you're enrolled to do the college credit, because everyone's going to take the test and put in the work for the labs and things like that. And those credits can be transferred just like any other transfer credits to almost any college or university in the United States. Uh, as far as which one of these programs might be best for a budding zoologist, that depends on where your passions lie in zoology. I think if it is about animal care and how animal rescue centers and zoos educate people and care for animals, I would probably lean towards one of our veterinary science programs. If you're more interested in data collection and the impacts humans can have on animals and protecting natural environments, then I would probably lean towards our Ecuador program. So hopefully that answered your question a little bit. But we can also set up a time to chat, just us, if you want to kind of dive more into personal passions too. Uh, I know I'm running through stuff a little bit fast, but hopefully you're catching what you need to, and you can throw more questions in the chat. I've also talked primarily about our land-based wildlife programs, but I definitely want to give a shout out to our marine biology programs as well. We have a whole nother category where we wrap up anything that has to do with aquatic ecosystems. And my colleague Patrick is going to be leading a webinar about that on December 16th. So if you're thinking maybe water is more your environment, then you should definitely check that out. We have programs in Curacao, the Caribbean, Fiji, and the Mediterranean, all of which offer college credit. And all also offer PADI certifications, with the exception of the Mediterranean program, which does not have a scuba certification portion of it. So I'll let him answer questions about marine biology. But I wanted to leave a few moments for any other questions that you all have, whether it's about Broadreach, one of our specific programs, comparing programs. What are you curious about? We can share a little bit now. And then if you'd rather do it one-on-one with just me, you can schedule a call using that link there too. What questions can I answer for you all? Oh, thanks, Kate. Kate also just put that link to my Calendly in the chat for everybody. So if that's easier, you can save it or click on it there. I have a couple frequently asked questions here, so I'll just maybe answer a couple of them and case you're not really sure, actually one of the most frequently asked questions I get is, what am I not asking? Um, so for one, Broadreach will help you through the entire process from booking flights, purchasing travel insurance, all the way through the end of program. We're in constant communication. So like when it comes to travel day, sometimes that's a big concern for parents putting their child on an international flight for the first time by themselves. Um, we're there to support that process. We have unaccompanied minor information. We have a 24/7 hotline that we are always there to answer. Um, every student receives a Broadreach t-shirt and will wear it on travel day. That helps them connect in the airport and also helps our instructors who will meet them right outside of customs find them and collect them, and then they'll call you as soon as they have your child so you know that they are in country safely. Um, and we'll walk you through that whole process, and it's pretty much the same headed out of the country. We'll let you know as soon as your child leaves. Questions? Um, Another question we get often is about cell phones on program and communication back home. We have a really unique communication system that we have, and what students do is they're welcome to bring their phones because phones are way more than a device to call people on. So what we do is, as once students call their families to let them know that they have arrived in country, our instructors that evening will take everybody's SIM card, which just disables the calling feature. And that allows, one, parents not to get a crazy international phone bill, but also allows students to pick appropriate times to call home. So it's usually like after dinner or right after breakfast in the morning before activities start, and encourages students to become immersed in their experience while they're there and save the technology for appropriate times. But they'll still have their phones to like take pictures or play music on the bus or whatever it might be. Great, got a question about how long is the duration of each trip. The high school programs that I shared tonight range from 21 to 22 days, so it's about a 3-week adventure. On our website, you'll see all of the dates, and day 1 is travel day, so that's the day that you leave the US. And then the final day of program, so day 21 or 22, is the day that you leave the country that you've been studying in. So that's particularly important to recognize for the Bali program because the day 1 is actually when you leave the US, which is usually a night flight, and then you fly overnight. It's kind of an adventure to getting all the way over to Indonesia, and we'll help you with that process. But yeah, and we actually will give you all of your flight recommendations too, so that you can book a flight that will probably have a co-student on it. But yeah, about 3 weeks for these programs. We have shorter programs and we have run longer programs as well, but this summer. Yeah, good question. Cool. Well, we're right at 8 o'clock, so I know that that means that some people probably have to go. You're all busy people. It's a busy time of year. We would love to talk to you and help you determine which program is the best fit for you. Strangely enough, we do have programs that are almost all the way full. We have space in all of the programs I talked about tonight, which is incredible. And we do expect some surge of enrollments here coming with the holiday season and right after the holidays. If you want to give Broadreach as a holiday gift, we have a promotion going on right now. You can find the gift code either in an email that we sent you or on our website. Um, we really hope to see you. So give me a call, set up a link, set up a call with me using that link, and we will see you soon. Thanks so much for coming tonight, everybody.